Phil Kolas, everybody! Keep it going for everyone you see today. Brian McDaniel, Brian Tibbett, Sam Stroud, and puppy dogs and cheeseburgers and breweries and hi guys. I was informed to inform you that his last call is to go drink up. You got 20 minutes of me, and it's gonna need some booze. I'm gonna tell you guys the saddest thing, creepiest I've ever heard in my life. I was at a job I had, don't worry, I lose it later in the set, so. The customer came in, my coworker said, "Hi, how are you?" The customer said, "I'm great, how are you?" My coworker said, "I'm great, I've never had a bad day in my life." What are you, a serial killer? Never had a bad day in my life. I don't know what tears feel like. I'm calling the police. What the fuck? Robots don't have bad days. It's okay to have bad days. Part of being human. I've had bad days. I've had days where I'm glad Netflix has that "Are you still watching" screen. Holy shit, I am still watching this. What time is it? The sun's going down. Am I still in my pajamas? No, I'm naked. Woo! All right. Tuesday's a wash.
Pretty sure it doesn't.
I can tell you guys what I notice, what I do when I'm sad. That's a confession. You guys have known me for 60 seconds, so we're best friends. I can tell you this. Is that what I do? Is I do Google searches for beautiful women, actresses, and musicians. It's weirder. I look up pictures of their boyfriends and husbands to see if I look like them. And if I do, it kind of cheers me up a little bit. Which is insane, I'm aware of that, don't worry. I know they're into my looks, now I'll play the waiting game. No. Yeah, all I need to do is a 20-minute set on a Wednesday at a brewery, and then Kat Dennings comes through the door. Yeah, that plan works. If you guys don't know, Kat Dennings is the woman from the Thor movies who isn't Natalie Portman. It's fine, she's my green light, I can sleep with her if the opportunity ever presents itself. Which it won't, but you have that thing with your significant other, right? That's my pick. My girlfriend's pick is Anthony Bourdain. Yeah, it was a good pick up until a couple months ago. He was a classic dude. It's not our fault he's dead, guys, relax. It's fine. But here's the problem with that plan. Kat Dennings is a curvy brunette. My girlfriend's a curvy brunette. That's fine. I'm never going to be a Silver Fox, ex-heroin addict, international chef television star. I hate cooking. Good, smart crowd. Thanks, guys. Here's the thing. Here's what I want you also to know. Is that I like smartphones. They're great. We live in the future. The only thing I hate about smartphones is it makes people think they can reach me whenever they want. It's not how I use smartphones. I admit, I don't even know what my ringtone sounds like. Bought it 3 years ago, walked out of the store, put it on silent, haven't heard it since. I like my privacy. I'll call you back, don't worry. Which, by the way, is the only thing that would have made me a good cowboy in the Old West. The only thing. Where's Phil? Oh, he rode into town. Said he'd be back around October. Cool. Pass the grits. They don't give a shit where you are. I appreciate that. I like that. Compare that to now, I have to put up with, maybe you do too. Where's Phil? Oh, I don't know. I texted him 9 times at lunch. He hasn't gotten back to me. I think he's dead. Oh shit! Pass the grits. I didn't text back because I was doing something more important, like eating lunch. Leave me the fuck alone. The other group of people are mad that I never answer is my family, and they're always like, "What if there's an emergency and we call and you don't answer? What if there's an emergency?" If there's an emergency, there's a much shorter phone number that you can dial to solve all your problems. And it even brings a paid medical professional to your door. Instead of me, a guy who flunked out of the Boy Scouts. Like, how do you flunk out of the Boy Scouts? They don't even have grades. Well, apparently, if you spend every meeting in the corner by yourself practicing hacky sack, they ask you not to come back again. So no, I'm no one's emergency contact. And the only group of people who demand you answer every time they call is your job, and that's the worst. It's never good news. They don't give raises over the phone. They don't call on your day off to give you an extra day off. That's not their game. They don't do that shit. So I had a job that would call me on my day off, and I would never answer, and now I'm a full-time comedian. See, I told you guys, come back around. Never answered when they called. I figured a job that had to pass a piss test to get in the first place wouldn't want me to answer the phone if they called while I was getting high on my day off. It's called being a professional. Thanks, guys. I'm going to tell you guys about a hero I have in my life, something inspiring for you. Take it home with you. So in my house, it's a 2-unit house. I'm in the 2nd floor. On the 1st floor is a single mother raising 2 kids by herself. And what happens every morning, she gets those kids ready for school, packs her backpacks, I assume, I'm not stalking her. Gets the kids out the door, gets them on the school bus, she goes back inside by herself, and she proceeds to get so fucking high. It comes up the vents in my bathroom. She's got the kids out of the house, she's got her shit together, she's entitled to that relaxation. But every morning, before the bus is around the corner, at 8:32, it smells like I'm failing a piss test for a job interview. You don't know the sound of pure joy until you've heard a single mother scream along to gangster rap lyrics by herself. Wu-Tang, motherfucker! That's right. Bring the ruckus, lady. Better than coffee. Great way to start the day. The other thing that's happening in my apartment unit is that my roommate really wants to buy a gun. Yeah. He knows him. That's how fucking fun it is. For no reason. Nothing bad's happened in 2 years living there. And I don't want my roommate to have a gun. If we were being robbed, I wouldn't even be nervous until he brought his gun out. Just stick to your samurai swords and nunchucks, Dave. It's more than enough, I'm sure. This motherfucker can't even do dishes right. He should not be trying to home defense. I have 2 cats and a laser pointer. If we were being robbed, point the laser pointer at the dude, fucking cats could fight him off better than this guy. I'll let my cats know you like that one. Applause, round of applause for Phoebe and Chloe. Kolas. That's right, I adopted them. Thanks, Mom. The other thing about guns, because they're so hilarious and I'm the headliner, I can do whatever I want. I saw a truck, and I don't know what kind of truck it was. I don't know truck breeds. But it was the type of truck that was definitely owned by a guy who definitely owns a gun. You know what they look like. I paint a picture in your head. It was a Ford gun. I know, I like that one too. And on the back, it had a bumper sticker, and it said, "If you outlaw guns, then I'll become an outlaw. Then we'll arrest you, dude." I don't know why you're threatening cops with a good time. They like arresting people. Speaking of cops, that's how you get the headline, you write segues. Comedy secrets, inside baseball, guys. We'll all be comics at the end of this. This is a master class. We all own $500 each. I have figured out how to rank cops by copitude, whatever. On the top, you have cops in cruisers. That's a police car. That's where police belong. Staying in there, hopefully. Below that, second place, you have cops on horseback. You're kind of a cop, dude, but like, it's hard for me to be impressed by a guy riding an animal that has a bigger dick than he does. Sorry. Below that, you have cops on bicycle. It's impossible to respect anyone who ever wears a bicycle helmet. That's just a fact. Fingerless gloves too? All right. I know you got a gun, but I feel like it probably just shoots bubbles. Below that, you have Segway cops. Stealing a bicycle helmet, motherfucker. And the 2-wheel thing you're riding isn't even powered by your own legs? Fuck you. At the very bottom of all that is whichever cop is in charge of each department's Twitter account. You are not a cop. You're an IT major who really likes Batman, so you got a criminal justice minor and shit didn't work out. All right, Bryce, you're gonna run our Twitter feed. You're gonna retweet stories of real cops, You're gonna catch criminals stupid enough to live tweet their crimes. And you have to host our podcast, Blue Lives Chatter. You're right. That's the greatest thing anyone's ever said and you've ever heard. I get it. It's fine. That joke took me 8 years of work, and I don't care. That's more than 8 years. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Hi, guys. I'm gonna tell you guys an embarrassing story, something very embarrassing that happened to my niece. She promised me not to tell anyone, so don't tell anyone. She was in Germany with her 11th grade class, having a summer trip, educational thing. She was in Berlin, Frankfurt, had a great time. What happened to her, though, was a friend of hers brought some German candy back to the dorm. I was like, hey, it's German candy, expand my horizons deliciously. Cool. It's not from a stranger. This can't go wrong. How is this wrong? She eats like 3 or 4 of them, then she finds out that they are CBD candy. Yeah, cool. Some of you guys know what that is. It's weed candy, but with all the fun taken out. Right? It's just medicinal at that point. She freaks the fuck out. She thought the FBI was going to come get her. She's never done anything untoward in her entire life. She's the most straight and narrow of the straight and narrow. She's never so much as frowned at a crossing guard. And she's sweating like she's got heroin balloons in her ass. She calls my sister. She narcs herself out, first of all. She calls my sister, who has a master's degree, and she's a health teacher, which makes sense, but she should have called her uncle, who's a philosophy degree dropout and a stand-up comedian, for her drug questions, but whatever. So my sister goes, well, what happened? And my niece said, nothing, I just took a nap, I fell asleep. Yeah, man, that means they're working. That's it. That's all that happens. So I called the cops on her. Great. After she was done, she flew down to Greece and met me and my family, and we were all hanging out in Greece that summer. It was a really good time to hang out with the family, and Greece is great, and the food's great, the swimming's great. The only part that was a little tricky is that I was in Greece with my dad, and it's really hard to relax on a vacation when you're traveling with the villain of your story. He's 82. He's not who I want to party with. He's 82. He's older than every World War II documentary you've ever seen. There are planes in museums younger than the man who decides if I live or die when we visit a country where only he speaks the language. Stressful. What I found out hanging out with my dad, hanging out with the parents, get some uncomfortable truths. What I found out is that me and my dad have the same taste in women, which I didn't need to know. I could tell by a raucous applause. You guys didn't need to know that either. Fucking thanks, bro. Yeah, think how I feel every day. Oh, it's a beautiful Greek woman over there, isn't she, Phil? Yeah, she was till about a second ago, Dad. Thanks. Oh, they got such beautiful women here in Greece, don't they? Yeah, you know what else they have? English classes. Shut the fuck up, man. Learn how to whisper. Also, Dad, do me a favor. When you're making the salad every night for dinner, stop telling me oregano is an aphrodisiac. I don't want to hear that shit. What's your favorite father-son pastime, Phil? Synchronized boners. Yeah. Sword fighting with my pop-pop. It's my favorite. Fucking awful. I know, I'm sorry I put my dad's boner in all your minds. It's fine. We pay good money for that shit. Also, something else, hanging out with my dad. He's 82. If you have family members that are that old, what happens sometimes, you notice, is that they have a tendency to repeat their stories. Yeah, it just happens. Boring stories, boring lessons. My dad doesn't tell boring stories, but I wish he would. Because since he's Greek, all the stories I hear 6 times a week are heinously gruesome Greek myths. Because they're fucking disgusting. After a month of that, I'm begging for a sad story about a choo-choo that went by his house when he was a kid. It'd be much better. You know the ancient story of Oedipus? He killed his father and had sex with his mother. And when he found out what he had done, he stabbed his eyes out. Fuck, I hate traveling with you, man. What's the moral of the story, Dad? What's the lesson? Always wear a condom in case the girl turns out to be my mom afterwards? I think I know what my mom looks like. Either you're going senile, Or this is the grossest, most roundabout way you could pick of telling me I'm adopted. Which is it? Thanks, guys. I'll tell you guys something. I went to the state fair a couple weeks ago. It was nice, it was fun, but I saw something that pissed me off. Somebody had a Bible quote tattooed on their shoulder. It was not the quote, they didn't have the quote. They had where to find it in the Bible, like Hebrews 12. Fuck you, man, don't make me Google it off your back. Just get a tattoo that says, I like the Bible. There, that's fine. Don't make me do work for it. I have a tattoo of Moby Dick on my shoulder. I like the book Moby Dick. That's pretty simple. I don't have the Dewey Decimal System number for the catalog for Moby Dick. They can guess that shit. Also, you know what? No one ever gets funny Bible quotes on their body tattooed. And there are a few. I've got one. If you open your Bibles, I know you all brought. This is for real, by the way. Ezekiel 23:20. There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emission were like that of horses. Praise Christ. If you tattoo that on your back, I will give you a high five at the state fair. That's all I'm saying. Does anyone remember chat roulette? Okay, cool, most of you. For those of you who don't, it was a video chat program. But the roulette part is it would just line you up with a total stranger. So instead of a camera, it's a gun. Excuse me, haven't been drinking. Instead of a gun, it's a camera. And you got 1 in 6 chances of seeing someone's dick. I know a lot of you like way more than 1 in 6, bro. I know. Creative license. My girlfriend told me an amazing story. What she would do is that she would be in one room with her and all her equally beautiful female friends on one side of the camera. And if they got rouletted with a single dude, they would make him a wager that they would all show him their tits if he could suck his own dick. You know, the internet. Fucking with sexually frustrated basement trolls with gambling sprinkled on top. Good old-fashioned fun. And she told me that amazing story, and I asked her, but in retrospect, it's a pretty stupid follow-up question. I said, how many guys tried? 100%! Of course they did! Who didn't see that answer coming? I think it was more amazing she told me 100% of those dudes tried, even though I know that they already knew it wasn't going to work. Cool, you guys have played along, I appreciate that. 100% of those dudes tried. I guarantee you 0% of them told her, you know, I never tried that. Maybe give that a shot, I guess. I'll draw you guys diagrams after the show, it's fine. My girlfriend also told me something that I found quite horrifying. Apparently, in the high school she graduated from, if you win class president, you're in charge of organizing the high school reunions for the rest of your life. Right? There's responsibilities to popularity. I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy. Which they were in high school, but still. But on the other side of the coin, who better to organize the high school reunions than people who probably peaked in high school? Yeah, they're gonna bring it back. Remind you how cool they used to be. I used to be a high school quarterback. Oh, cool, Chad. How's the gas station going? You can't have the cranky nerd organize the high school reunions. He's just going to make you go to a paintball field every 5 years to recreate the school shooting he never got. It's cool, you guys. I waited 3 months to tell that joke. That's my favorite thing I've ever said. All right, I'm going to tell you guys one last thing. You guys have a good time tonight? Yeah! Rhetorical question. My niece, remember her, the drug dealer? A year ago in 10th grade, she wrote a family tree project. Right? Giant binder, the Saga of the House of Kolas. Big fat ass Game of Thrones thing. It was great. Paragraphs, pages, chapters for everyone. But here are the 3 sentences she wrote about her Uncle Phil. Which I get it. I should visit more. It's not her fault. Get another 5 at the next Christmas. All right. Also, I did this joke yesterday and I just found out she spelled my name wrong. Pencil in some family time. My Uncle Philip lives in Minneapolis and is unmarried. Fuck you guys. It's not like I don't get laid, but alright, whatever. He is an aspiring comedian, and overall the family is bad influence. That's my favorite part too. Except for aspiring comedian. Fuck her. Alright. I'm not getting paid for this. She doesn't know that. I don't know that. Alright. She closed with a compliment though, real classic. He is extremely intelligent, however, and as my grandmother Anne likes to call him, a rebel without a cause. She got in on the project, I got a new buyer for my website. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, Kolas.